Hi guys, 𝗕cie_so_awesome here. I have actually, in case you guys haven't known, been preparing to take my acute care nurse practitioner board certification. It is a requirement for all acute care nurse practitioners in the state of Georgia. I've been preparing, since the first week in January is when I took my review course. I took my time to prepare. Today is my test. I am ecstatic, maybe a little bit. I think I feel a little bit of like what to expect. Like I don't know what to expect. I have taken mad questions, probably over, as far as like practice questions, probably somewhere near 800, a little short of 800. Like a little short of 800 questions to prepare. I've been studying. A lot of you guys don't know, like I've been getting up in the morning before I have work, right? I'll get up at like 3:30 and study until it's time for me to get ready for work at 5. So I have been studying very hard. My prayer is that God sends me the questions to which I know the answer. There's a lot of information on this. We're required to know a lot of things. And there's a lot of information. And I just pray that the questions that come to the screen for me are questions to which I know the answer to. And that's it. I think initially I felt a little bit of like fear, but as time has gone, I have let go of that. Like I have studied, I have prepared. God is with me. May he continue to enhance my knowledge and my skills. I'm a new NP, so even though I am about to take a certification, I still have a lot to learn. I just need this certification to move forward in my craft. I feel like I'm ready. God willing, God will allow me to take the next step so I can start my new job. I've had a job since before the new year. I got hired as an NP in December, right? So my nurse manager is like on me about like white on rice about hurrying up, getting my certification so I can get to work. I kind of gave him the pause key so I could take the time I needed to be confident. That's a lot of it, is to be confident, to know that the questions that come to the screen, I have taken the time to prepare myself. And I should be able to finagle myself through any question, even if there's stuff on there that I may not be overly aware of. I should be able to come up with some good clues and stuff like that, so I'm able to be successful. I do appreciate all you guys' support. Please continue to pray for me. I will update you guys as soon as I can. I have actually, in case you guys haven't known, been preparing to take my acute care nurse practitioner board certification. It is a requirement for all acute care nurse practitioners in the state of Georgia. I've been preparing, since the... So everybody wants to know, was the exam easy? I took the 𝗕cie acute care nurse practitioner certification. I'm never the person that's going to tell you any exam is easy. I definitely do very well I did well in grad school. I did well in undergrad as well. I tend to always do exceptionally well on like my tests and stuff like that. But I'm somebody that has to study all day and all night to do well. I like to know the information and be overly confident in the information. So that way, when I get to a question, I can't be shaken because I know it so well. So I'm never going to tell you that the exam was easy. I will say I took the Barkley. I took the Barkley review January 4th, and he kind of gives you a pretest. The pretest scared the shit out of me because it just shows you what you learned in school versus the information you need to know to pass the test. And there was a lot of stuff on there about like Medicaid and Medicare. I did not learn anything about Medicaid, Medicare, or any of that in my program. And there are questions about Medicaid and Medicare. So I took the Barkley review on January 4th of this year, 2020. And I found it extremely helpful. Also, I will tell you, he gives out a lot of information, even when he's talking randomly. And he may say something like, what do you do if they're asking you a question about blood pressure and they ask, should you draw a random cortisol test, right? You know, if you're not for sure about what's going on, that'll throw you like cortisol for what? But acute care nurse practitioner will know that can be linked to pheochromocytoma. So that's actually a really good idea, right? So especially if the blood pressures are fluctuating. So he's going to throw out a lot of information. Those random comments he makes were very, 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 very helpful for me when I took the exam. Just, like the little brain teasers that he throws out there were exceptionally helpful. Also, about 2 weeks before I took the exam, somebody had mentioned the 𝗬𝘂 to me. Never heard about it, but I had taken like the pre-test for the 𝗬𝘂, and I bought another like DRT 𝗬𝘂 test, and then I was kind of like had nothing, right? And then I have my book, but I had no testing. I had like no test to take. And then the 𝗬NCC has their free questions on there. That was about 25 questions, but after that, like that was it. So I kind of didn't have anything else to work with as far as questions, and I followed this group on Facebook that specifically gears like questions and stuff towards us, the acute care NP. And somebody said the 𝗬𝘂. Somebody was like, I took the 𝗬𝘂, blah 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 blah. Well, I wasn't paying for anything else. Like I felt like I already had paid a lot. So what somebody did was, and this is FYI, is they took the 𝗬𝘂 review and put it in flashcards on quizzes. That helped a great deal. I would say the combination of the 𝗬𝘂 and those 𝗬𝘂 review questions totally covered all the informational exam. I will say there was nothing on the exam that I took that was not covered between those two, period. I feel like even if you just take the 𝗬𝘂 and then you have access to like a lot of questions, that's enough too. I just didn't have any access to other questions. I was just kind of looking around on the Facebook page, and somebody had made this reference, and then somebody had actually tagged it in the post like, here's a 𝗬𝘂 review. I clicked on it. It was all these quizzes, flashcards and stuff like that. And with quizzes, you're allowed to do the flashcards, and you can take a test. You can test on the flashcards, and you can hit another icon that says learn, where it quizzes you on the terms until you're able to get them right every time. So between those two, that is really what covered me for the exam. My opinion is it hard? Yes. You're going to have to think. There are going to be some things that come through, like there are going to be some things that come to you like bam, 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 like no problem. And then there's going to be times where you have to think, right? Like there's certain things we're taught as an acute care nurse practitioner that you have to do, right? For instance, let's just say you get an older person again and they're 𝗕cie, right? And they're 𝗕cie, and you can't figure out why. So let's just say you're like, let me work them up for a PE, right? But they're 𝗕cie and they're hypoxic and their SATs are going down. I mean, do you take them for the CT, or do you intubate them? It's a lot of stuff like that. Well, we're taught they need the CT, we need the helical CT so we can see if they have a PE, or do you intubate them? Well, ABCs intubate them, but there's a lot of stuff like that where they know what you're supposed to do, but at this instant in this emergency, do you know what to do? So definitely, you guys prepare, study very, 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 very hard. That is going very, very hard, like your life depends on it. And I'm going to tell you, when you get close to your date, you're going to begin to feel like there's nothing else for you to study. Okay, study some more. And then, the night before, you're going to feel like I'm going to take a break. Okay, even this morning, I woke up and put in like an extra 30 minutes because I was contemplating things while I was sleeping, right? Like in the middle of my sleep, and I woke up and wanted to make sure I had those things taken care of. And I was very aware of how to take care of the situation before I got to my exam. And sure enough, the question came up too, so I'm glad I took the time. So you got to study and then study and then study some more, and then pray and then pray and then pray some more. And that is going to be my suggestion. Just study, guys. Like better to be over prepared than under prepared. And there's still going to be those questions, even though that you studied, that you're like, what do they want? Like, what do they want from me? I felt like too, some of the wording sometimes, like the words they use for the answer was confusing me. I did a lot of like talking out loud to see what they were trying to say. They use different wording. Inshallah, I did great. You guys will too. So just my suggestion is going to be that you guys study exceptionally hard. Definitely take the 𝗬𝘂. If you have access to quizzes or the 𝗬𝘂, definitely do that, and you will be good to go. And take your time to study. I know a lot of people, went right out after the 𝗬𝘂, went like a week or two later, they were successful. That's not how I roll. I need extra time to make sure I am successful. The test is not cheap, so you definitely don't want to have to take it a second time. What else? And that's it. At the 𝗬𝘂, he requested that you have like a partner. I had a partner some weeks I did not. So just study your ass off, and I wish you guys the best. Again, this is 𝗕cie So Awesome. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, and reposting my videos. I appreciate you guys. Good luck to you.